YouTube, Sir Dragon X here from Retired Life in Mexico, no bull. Welcome to our adventures in Costa Rica. Pura vida! Welcome to Retired Life in Mexico, No Bulls Adventures in Costa Rica. Here is where we stayed at these beautiful bungalows off the beaten path in Costa Rica. It took us a little while to get here. It was dirt roads and we even had to rent a 4x4 vehicle. It's very exciting because we got to see beautiful black beaches, and not only that, but we also got to see the rainforest in all of its beauty. So, enough of the talking. Let's get started. I know I said enough of the talking, but I'm going to try my hand at a little bit of voiceover narration. In today's video, I'm going to show you our first part in a series of videos of our adventures in Costa Rica. As you can see, we're actually arriving in Costa Rica. We had to rent a car because we stayed off the beaten path. Now, we did stay really off the beaten path because we wanted to visit the black beaches of Costa Rica, which are very famous. We had to rent a 4x4. As you will see later on in the video, we had to go through a lot of dirt roads and a lot of bridges. This is the first bridge we crossed, but this was on a normal road coming out of the airport of Liberia. You will see later on why I'm talking about the uniqueness of these bridges that we crossed. We quickly ended up on dirt roads. You got to remember, it's rainy season, so it rains every day. That's one of the reasons why you need a 4x4. I have to admit, the path to our hotel was quite treacherous with, oops, there goes our first bridge. As you can see, the uniqueness of these bridges is that they're only one lane. So, if you had traffic coming the other way, one person would have to yield the right of way. Now, even though I mentioned that these dirt roads were treacherous, you have to admit, the scenery here is beautiful. I have never seen anything like it in my life. If you noticed, the motorcycle crossed first, so we didn't really have to yield the right of way. Now, up another bridge. I have to admit, these bridges were quite unique, and I was a little bit scared to cross them at first. But I can tell you, they're very well constructed. I had no problem whatsoever crossing any of these bridges in a large 4x4 SUV. Okay, so let's keep going. Look at that beautiful, beautiful. Oh, look at this, another bridge. This is one of the more treacherous bridges. Now, there was a river underneath that was pretty shallow. I could have gone through the river with my 4x4, but I guess you could say I like living life a little bit on the dangerous side. But actually, like I said, these bridges were very well constructed. We had no problem crossing over this bridge. So, after crossing that bridge, we're back on the road again. Up another bridge. I promise this will be the last bridge. But I wanted to give an example of how the traffic has to yield the right of way to one person or another because only one vehicle can cross these bridges at a time. Okay, I promise, no more bridges. Now, let's get to some more scenery. It's not uncommon for ranchers to bring their cattle down the road in the middle of the road, so we had to stop a couple of times while the ranchers brought their cattle. One other interesting thing about this area is very popular with mountain bikers and ATV, off-road ATV riders. Speaking of cattle, we even got to see these little babies play. Isn't that beautiful? Actually, this type of cattle is very unique. They're called Zebu. They're from the Brahmin family. I actually worked on a ranch that raised these type of cattle, so it hit home to me. Now, this was our first view of the beach. We actually passed by several fishing villages, which we could see the beach from the road. I have to admit, it may have been a 2-hour drive, but it was one of the most beautiful 2-hour drives that I have taken in a long time. As you can see, we finally arrived at our hotel. Look at those bungalows, look at that property, look at that beautiful view. A view of the beach from our bungalow. That's the view we had waking up every morning. I even took the liberty of taking some drone footage of our hotel property so that you could get a better idea of the property in general. Oh, and did I mention there are plenty of iguanas on the property? I have to admit, I really don't like reptiles that much, but you know what? These iguanas added a really cute touch to the hotel. Now, once I got settled in, I was able to get some drone footage of the beach. Isn't that a beautiful sight? Look at that beach. What's very unique about this beach is if you look at one side, it's the water coming in, and if you look at the other side, it's actually rainforest. So the rainforest comes up and meets the beach. It's a beautiful sight. It's something that I've really never experienced. Yes, I've experienced it in Mexico. In Cancun, you have this kind of jungle-like, what we call manglares. But here, this is the actual rainforest that's coming and meeting up with the beach. Now, another unique thing about these beaches that you're going to notice a difference from other beaches that I've been to is the black sands, which I'm going to explain later on in this video. These black sands come from volcanic ash. You have to note though that this is on the Pacific side. You can find white sandy beaches, but that's on the Caribbean side. Now, this is an example of how the rainforest meets the ocean. This is an actual freshwater river that's running from the rainforest into the ocean. So, what are these black beaches famous for? Well, actually, they're really famous for surfing. This is a place where surfers come from all over the world to go surfing. If you like that surfer lifestyle, this is definitely the place to be. The reason for this is it's on the Pacific side and the waves are a lot more treacherous than on the Caribbean side. So you get a better surf. Surfers love this place, and as you can see, the surfers are out in force. We even found these two surfers here that were playing in the surf. Look at these puppies surfing that surf. These beaches were sure an adventure, but we're going to be sharing more of our adventures in Costa Rica soon. Welcome to the black beaches of Costa Rica. The thing that makes this so unique is that it's very rare that you find black sand like this. The sand is black. Take a look. The sand is black because there's several active volcanoes here in Costa Rica. You can actually find white sand beaches in Costa Rica on the actual Caribbean side. But on the Pacific side, what makes the sand black is the volcanic deposits in the sea. And then the sea brings in the sand and makes it black. As you can see over here, there's rock formations. These rock formations are actually volcanic rock. Now that we've actually explored the black beaches, let's actually go visit a volcano.